Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 21. And just before we get into it, just want to remind you guys to subscribe and like this video if you like the Out of the Park Baseball content. We're one subscriber away from 50, and definitely would be cool to hit that milestone. So just reminding you guys to do that if you guys are enjoying the OOTP content I've been putting out. And as you can see here, we are actually the beginning of September, and also looking at the standings, we have fallen into second place. We are 4-6 in our last 10, and kind of been struggling of late as the Twins have been playing pretty well. So in this episode, we're just going to kind of cover the chase for October, trying to make the playoffs. And here I just want to look at our expected win-loss. So we're only half game out of that. And I'm also going to quick check it for the Twins to see kind of where they're at as well. So we can get kind of an idea of if they're overachieving or not. Where are they at? There they are. Yeah, so getting into their thing. And yeah, no, it looks like they've been overperforming there. Expected win-loss only 75 and 64. And a quick check at their offense is pretty good. Fourth in WOBA, third in on base, sixth in runs scored, and it looks like their pitching's actually been pretty good too. Third FIP. They've been pitching more. Their defense is meh. They have a really good base running though. There's that. And then quick. I want to go back to us real quick and just check out us. Yeah, our offense is not quite as good as them. Neither is our base running, but of course our pitching is second to none. Our defense is also pretty good, so there is that. So yeah, in this episode we're going to be covering this September chase. So right now we are leading the wild card, and we're 4.5 up on that. So it's more than likely that we'll make the playoffs with our pretty big wildcard lead. But of course, we really want to win our division, so we don't have to kind of face the uncertainty of the one-game wildcard. And we are better than pretty much all of the teams in the AL East. So we definitely want to kind of show up our spot as the second best team in the American League. And with all of this in mind, that we're going to be making our September chase, I do have very unfortunate news, and that is the fact that Matt Manning's hurt, which I believe happened in the last video. That happened at the end of June, and he only has 2 weeks left on that, which is pretty good. He's gonna be back soon, but as you can see right here in this screen, Casey Mize has shoulder inflammation and is done for the year. It is not gonna be coming back, so this is extremely unfortunate. I mean, he's been dynamite for us this year. This is his best year yet. ERA plus of 195. Just kind of seeing if he was interested in an extension there, but he's not. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to shut him down for the rest of the year, which is super unfortunate. We're gonna have to be going through the end of the end of this playoff push without him, which is really unfortunate. And we do need to bring up another pitcher. We brought up Ravi Rodriguez to be kind of our extra guy as a September call-up. He was very good in AAA. 346 OBP, 460 slugging, although I'm kind of regretting it a little bit, but not bring up Almaez. But Perez has actually been very good and is a small sample. Check that BABIP real quick. I need to do this real quick so you can see it. BABIP's 500. I mean, that's definitely going to crash, but I want him to be getting the starting reps, and anytime we bring up Almaez, he assumes the starting shortstop role, and we want to get Perez these at bats, so definitely not going to be doing anything with that. So yeah, Rodriguez is our guy. And at this point, of course, Reyes is back, but he's backing up. He's kind of that backup outfielder guy because, Paolini's been fantastic for us. Reyes is having a good offensive unit zone right in the time he's got, but, Cameron and Basabe, I mean, they both are just better. And there's no way around that. And so yeah, so we need to replace Mize in the rotation, and Garcia is hurt, so that's not great. So I actually don't know what we're gonna do here. Skabal, don't know if I want to be giving him that shot. Almeis has been good. Of course, he's not really a starter. I mean, that third pitch, I mean, is just okay. It actually looks like it's developing, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I mean, he's been good in AAA. So we have that option. Or we could kind of make a big, really big move and call up Kamar Rocker. Our first round pick from 2022. I mean, he has 2 full seasons under his belt in the minors. He's only pretty much just reached AA, so I don't think he's ready. So I honestly, okay, so if we actually have someone in the majors who could, because I mean, I trust that he could be a reliever, but I just don't trust that he could be a starter at this point, because he's just not ready. He doesn't have the control he needs. I mean, he does have dynamite stuff, but he just doesn't have enough control to be a starter at this point. And plus, I mean, he's only barely played AA yet, so we're going to go with Faedo as our guy. So we're just going to go ahead and sim kind of day by day. Actually, we'll take this first week first. I was probably going to wait a little bit to kind of get into this September chase, but I mean, I figured there's kind of no better time to do it since Mize just went down, since we're going to be making this chase kind of without our ace. So I figured we'd just go for it. Since I mean, we wouldn't have him for the rest of the time. I mean, you can see everyone else in our division is way, way out of it. I mean, the Royals and these White Sox, I mean, they're all basically the bottom of the league pretty much. They're all around 60 wins. Looks like we're kind of staying around 3 games back, and the Astros are actually making a push. It looks like they're only they're more like 3.5 back, so maybe just one more game on us. So at the 16th, so now we're gonna go. Definitely gonna be going day by day. With that, the Braves have already won 100 games, and the Angels seem well on their way. Both LA teams are doing pretty well so far this year. Another close race in the AL East, and in the National League, the wild card is definitely showed up. The Padres and the Brewers are way ahead of everyone else. So I mean, that playoff picture is very set in stone. But here, of course, it's basically just us and the Astros at this point. I mean, the AL East second place finisher could maybe have a shot, but I mean, it does not look like it. And we're not playing very well. We have won 4 in a row, but before that we were on a pretty big losing streak. I mean, 3.5 back. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to make this up. We are playing the Royals though. Manning, send him on rehab for a little bit, even though I know that the minor league season is over, but I don't want him to come like right back. Okay, and so just looking at the schedule here, I mean, we finish up the series against the Royals, and then we have Cleveland, and then we finish with Minnesota. So I mean, honestly, that series will pretty much define what our playoff standing is going to be. And the Indians, I couldn't remember their record, but I forgot that they're in our division for a second. Looks like, we dropped that one, the Kansas City. Win the next one, though, and we're only 2.5 back of the Twins. Honestly, I might play those games if we're in a spot where we can win. And, okay, so we lose to Cleveland there. Back to 3 games. We win. And as you see there, we clinch the playoffs. But, just don't know what that's going to be yet. Jimenez is down 4 days. It's whatever. Manning, I think at this point we bring him back. I mean, yeah, he's been on rehab for a few days. That kind of injury rust should mostly be off by now, I have to expect. And yikes, Faedo's been absolutely terrible in the majors so far. I guess we just have to send him down. Manning comes up. And I don't know what's going to happen with this 5th starter spot. And I really don't know what's going to happen because this is the lineup and not pitching. Yeah, so put Manning in as a starter, which I guess is just going to have to be fine for now. I mean, he won't be pitching. Okay, well, he did start that first game, I think. What was his last game? June? Okay, no, he didn't start that game. The start came earlier in the year. So he's not going to have to start in the regular season for us. But I'm probably on the postseason either, so I guess it won't really matter. Because this is a 3-game series, I think. 2 games there, and then 3. So yeah, 3-game series. So he won't touch the mound at all, and we're 2 games back. So basically, magic number for the Twins is 2. So we need to win 2 games in this series, basically, to at least tie and play for game 163, and Kyle Hendricks tore his meniscus. So now he is done for the rest of the season. So that's fantastic. Is Garcia actually down for? Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he's down for 11 months. Yikes. Well, let's check out our boy here, because honestly, he's probably going to be what we do. I mean, not necessarily great. Not striking out a ton of guys. High FIP. But I mean, what really are other options at this point? Scabal. I mean, he was pretty good, I guess, in AAA. Low 4 FIP. Honestly, I guess that's what we have to do. I know that's not as exciting as calling up Rocker, but most importantly, though, we did get that win. So, in that game, so we did do that, which was a huge win. And we won again. Yeah, so I believe if we win this game, we tie it up and have a chance to play for a 163. I'm already on standing, so I don't know why I did that. I'm going to go to schedule to make sure this is the last game of the regular season. And no, it's not. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't know why. Okay, so yeah, go ahead, get this game out of the way, and see if we win today. And we do win again. So we're tied now, and this game should do it, I believe. I don't even think we'll need a 163 because just the winner will win the division, and the loser will go to the wild card. So I think we're going to go ahead and just play this game to sort out the playoff situation. And yeah, I mean, National League things are set. I don't remember seeing if the AL East was set, but I'm not too worried about that. And okay, so yeah, this is gonna be our lineup, I believe. Oh, Dahlbeck had a good season, but that'll be for later in this episode. That kind of recap. All right, so we're going to go by half inning, kind of like we do in the playoff series, and 2 solo homers from Mitch Garver and Trevor Larnach, I think. It's like he's a kind of youngish guy for them who had a fantastic season in like his shortened role that he had this year, and they score 2 more. Yike, 2-run home run from Kyle Seager, who's on the Twins apparently. Who do we even have on the mound? I forget. Joey Wentz. And we get one back. Yeah. Packard scored on a Wenzel hit, it looked like. Joey Wentz just moving forward. Wow, they have a lot of lefties in their lineup. Wentz gives the 5th. He does. And they'll send him out there for one more inning. And then his day will actually be done then. Gets through it. 98. It's pretty safe that he's done. Oh wow, we only have one lefty in our bullpen. I do not know how I missed that. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But it definitely will be 2 once Skabal's not in the rotation. So I guess that'll be fine. Who's leading off again for them? Nick Gordon. PR is coming up though. I guess we'll go with the righty. I mean, it's against the bottom of their order. Yeah, in a minute. We'll go with Matt Barnes, I guess. So we'll warm him up. Anything doing for us? Ooh, yeah, baby. 2 runs. Yeah, so it looks like Castro doubled. Packard scored on a Sanchez single. And Perez scored on a tag up sac fly. So that is nice. Hopefully Matt Barnes can do something for us here. And of course they boost their lead right back up with a 2-run homer. Awesome. Milner. Okay, that's fine. Well, I guess we'll just keep him out there because he is going to be coming in next inning no matter what. Him give us that half inning. They get a run back. It's not ideal, and we'll just go with Jimenez. And next thing, anything doing for us, leadoff double. See what Castro can do. And the answer is absolutely nothing as he strikes out looking. Paulini. Slow roller back to the mound. Looks like he's going to beat that one out at first, and he does. So corners with 1. And Sanchez strikes out looking. Number 9 batter here up. Grounds that one to second base. Wow, they actually have Ryan Noda, the first baseman. Definitely want to check how he's been doing. Oh, he had an absolutely killer season. Oh, that's so disappointing. Well, actually, no. He didn't have a killer season. He had a killer half of his season. Yeah, because he went over to Toronto. Was way better than he was with us. Had a really rough first part of the season with Toronto. And then played pretty well in this stint with Minnesota. So it looks like he has been kind of hot and cold. Jimenez, he just needs to give us this inning. He does. And so we're 4 runs down, and this is for a division, and things don't look great. But that looks great. Hit into left field. That's going to be a single for Daz Cameron. And now, pitching change for them. Basabe's up and lines that one right at the right fielder. Martinez now. And he hits that one out the center. Looks like a lazy-ish fly ball, though. Should be very playable, and it is. PR is out there in center. And, okay, I accidentally did run in scoring position, but Dahlback got on somehow. So that's good. Packard now up. Looks like he's first pitch swinging, and that one's into right field, and yeah, short, shallow right, so no one's going to score. But the bases are loaded, and do we want to pinch hit here for Castro? Who do they have on the mound again? They have a lefty on the mound? No, they have a righty. Let's look at our bench real quick. Paredes is hot. Recent, but he's better against lefties. Hoskins, pretty similar. A bit better against lefties. Rodriguez, probably not. Probably not Reyes either. Quick look at his ratings again. Yeah, we'll let him hit for himself. He's good gap power. Okay, so it's all up to Castro now. 0-1 count on Castro, and that one's flared on the shallow left, so a run's going to come home, and yeah, that's all it's going to be. So bases remain loaded, and Castro gets that hit. Paolini now up. Of course, young hitter with great potential, but not quite there yet. But he's going to loop that one to shallow center, and the bases are still going to remain loaded, and that brings another run. So chipping away at the lead with singles all around, and now Gary Sanchez, the big offensive catcher upgrade that we made this offseason, he's going to come up with 1-1 count, see if he can do anything, and fortunately he cannot. So this just ends in a 5-7 game. We can't come all the way back, and it looks like they're going to take the division crown. So yeah, no, we're going to be playing in the wild card next episode. So that is tough to see. Very tough loss for us that game. And I guess now before the next episode where we'll be in the wild card game, we'll quick go over how everyone's season went. Gary Sanchez was every bit of the catching offensive upgrade that we wanted in the offseason. 47 home runs. Cannot complain about that. OBP would like that a bit higher, but I mean, I guess his discipline isn't really that good. But I mean, 554 slugging. I mean, OPS almost 900. Was absolutely fantastic for us at the plate, especially as a catcher. So he did everything that we wanted him and maybe more this season. Speaking of offensive catcher, Jacob Stallings ended the year absolutely on fire. So there's kind of really bad start to the year at the plate was kind of mitigated by him having a fantastic end of the season at the plate. And I mean, 355 OBP, mid 400 slugging. I mean, great year for that. I mean, if he could have provided that kind of offensive production as like an everyday guy, I mean, Sanchez upgrade probably wouldn't have meant that much. But I mean, still great to see. We probably went from having like one of the worst like catching staffs in the entire league to probably the best offensive catching staff in the league. Of course, Stallings, decent defense. Sanchez, of course, good arm, but not good at framing. Hoskins, not a good season from him. This is definitely going to be his last year in a Tigers uniform. The Phillies are eating most of his contract, but his contract does increase up to $6.5 million. So we're going to be paying a bit more. We would be paying a bit more. But yeah, we're gonna be letting him walk after, not letting him walk, but we're gonna be looking to move him to free up the little bit of money that he would free up. Packard, pretty good for us in this time. I mean, 358 OBP, mid 450 slugging. BABIP was probably high for a kind of power hitter like him. He's a ground ball hitter though, which is kind of interesting. For like a guy whose hitting rating is kind of denote kind of a power guy, so that's interesting. Willie Castro, he was good for us. 351 OBP. I mean, 430 slugging, a 3.5 win player. I believe 4 is All-Star. So, I mean, kind of short of that kind of All-Star level play, but I mean, still a fantastic player for us at second base. And just want to look at his defensive kind of rating real quick. He was good at second base for us, so that is good. He's been a good player for us. Bobby Dalbec, he had a fantastic year compared to his last year. Of course, he was hurt last year, but fantastic year from him. I don't believe he made the All-Star team. No, he didn't. But I mean, 345 OBP, mid 500 slugging, OPS almost 900, worth about 5 wins this season. I mean, he was fantastic for us. BABIP again, high for a kind of power guy who profiles as a power hitter. But even if that does come down to it, I mean, if he can kind of keep having those kind of seasons, that would be fantastic for us, of course. Paredes, kind of that utility bench bat for us this year. he started the year off pretty bad, but really heated up just like Stallings did at the end of the year. I mean, 366, 477, absolutely fantastic production. Hopefully he can keep that up as kind of the utility bench bat for us. I just want to see kind of where he played in the field this year. And yeah, he split time at second and third. Played a little bit of left as well. Not great at third. Those games that he played, but of course, over a full season at third, he'd probably do better. And actually, just kind of thinking about this now, I mean, Hoskins, was of course the platoon guy there, and like even with Walker, I'm kind of thinking now that we might not even have to move Dow back, because he can play first base. Or I mean, his rating's not that great, and he actually is good, pretty good at third, but. And like Walker could probably play first base, at least a platoon role, because Packard can't hit lefties. So I mean that's kind of an interesting thing going forward. Kind of having those guys maybe spend some time at first to get their bats in the lineup against left-handed pitching. Wencel Perez, he was much better than Almeida at the plate. Really kind of high BABIP, 360. I mean he's a kind of speedy guy, so it's going to be a little bit higher than 300. But 360 is definitely high. But his offensive production was good with that. I mean, even with the BABIP being lower, I mean, his on-base skills were still really good, 380. So that is fantastic. Really pleased with how he played. I mean, if he keeps playing like this, Almeida probably really has no place in our organization at this point. JD Martinez, fantastic season from him. 388 on base. OPS almost 1,000, really high BABIP, 370, so probably can't expect that kind of production from him again, but still a great season. I mean, even if that coming down, his power numbers would be more than serviceable. Paolini, good season from him, probably kind of high BABIP, but again, growing as kind of a corner outfield guy, so expecting bigger things from him in the future, but great rookie season, of course, especially that he hadn't really played above high A before this. Daz Cameron, not the best season offensively at the plate, especially compared to last season, so hopefully he can get those numbers back up to where he was last season. I don't quite remember what his BABIP was, but this year's 330, which is probably pretty standard for his speed. Reyes, he was good, high BABIP from him, but I mean, he's kind of really counting on that BABIP with his really poor on-base skills. So, but still a good year from him. Kind of a backup infielder now. We probably might look to move him now if he becomes a little too costly as a backup outfielder, because we have guys in our organization who could replace him and provide probably similar production than Basabe, the last guy. Not good at the plate for us, especially as a corner outfielder. Definitely need higher power numbers from him, so maybe possibly look to move on from him, or kind of explore some positional versatility with guys coming up like Walker. I don't know if he can play the outfield at all. Looks like he's in high A now. Oh, he did have a good year in Double A, especially towards the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, he's not ideal for, he can't, that's actually kind of weird. He can run, but his outfield range really isn't that good. So maybe we could eventually like train that, because it looks like his infield ratings were coming up. So maybe we could kind of train that eventually. Now, flipping over to the pitching, guys, obviously missing Mize. But looking at pitching, I mean, our bullpen was actually just like we expected. Jimenez, Montoya, very good. Montoya, probably expected him to be better, but it was his first year in the majors, so hopefully he'll do better. With a more experienced Zach Hess, another guy who's very good for us, striking out 10 guys. Montoya and Jimenez both at 12. Brendan White, surprisingly, is actually kind of our best starter compared to after Mize, and he of course didn't have a full season starting, but was good, and that time where he did, Houston was pretty good. Barnes, actually want to check when his contract's up, and after this year it is. We probably won't be renewing his, because I mean, definitely with kind of how we're paying him, what we expected of him, definitely expected him to be better than that. RJ Alvarez, again, kind of just one of those bullpen filler guys. Mike Minor, of course, good ERA, but not a high strikeout guy, so that FIP is a lot higher than that. Ken Giles was not good at all. His extension is looking really bad right now. Of course, 2 more years with another player option, so we're definitely going to try to get anything for him in the offseason. And then Wentz really had a bad end to the year. FIP of about 5. Manning was not good in the starter or reliever role. He did strike out almost 13 batters per game, but just wasn't able to put it together. Walked a decent amount of guys. And Skabal, also not good at all. So, kind of top-heavy pitching. Our bullpen mostly was good. Actually, our bullpen was good. Pretty much everyone besides Giles and starting pitching. Minor, Mize, White were good, but everyone else was pretty lackluster. And just going to go quick here to see who we're going to be facing in the playoffs. Actually, we do know who it's going to be. It's going to be the Astros. Okay, so that's who we're going to be facing in the wild card game. Of course, one game means everything. Of course, Mize was probably going to be our starter in that game, and I guess now we're looking at, we're definitely going to start Mike Minor in that game if he's ready. 69% tired, nice. He should be ready by the time the wild card game hops around. Wentz probably won't be ready. Brendan White would definitely prefer to have Minor starting, but I guess White is our backup option if Minor is not ready to go. So that'll do it for this episode. And I'll see you guys next time when we are beginning the playoffs.